This is golf land, pure golf land. But it wasn't always a golf course. This episode of The Traveling Golfer takes us to McCullough's Emerald Golf Links at the Jersey Shore. And this property, one day, was a landfill, and behind us a gravel pit. Hard to believe the transformation that has taken place to bring this jewel of the Jersey Shore to all of you golfers. We're going to look at the course, tell the story, talk with architect Stephen Kay, and visit some of the attractions in the area that have made this the playground of the Mid-Atlantic region. But right now, it's my tee time.
One moment changes everything. Distance, precision, decided in a microsecond. So reduce your ball spin and get the most performance at impact with 4 yards more. A next-gen golf tee proven by pros and players like you. The unique durable design flexes at contact, reducing ball spin, giving you tighter control and more distance. So change your game and get 4 yards more. Brought to you by Greenkeepers. Golf smart.
Golf's fairways just got wider, and par 5s a lot shorter. Thanks to Bridgestone's new E12 Contact, featuring a unique contact force dimple design that delivers 38% more contact at impact. Think straight, think distance. Play Bridgestone's new E12 Contact.
We're standing on the highest point in Ocean County, New Jersey, with golf course architect Stephen Kay, who was the designer of McCullough's Emerald Golf Links. And this mountain, unlike Mount Everest or any other mountain, was not here for a long while. It's sort of a new thing.
Yes, Tony. Hello, Tony, by the way. I got involved in this project back in the late 90s. It is an officially federally closed landfill that Mayor Sonny McCullough didn't want to just leave in the center of his township and wanted to create something that looked pretty and was useful and would maybe get a little bit of a return on investment.
So for all you millions who came to the Jersey Shore all those years, your trash is underneath us. But it's been put to good use.
Very good use. You know, most people, you golfers who come to South Jersey, most of the golf courses tend to be fairly flat, maybe a gentle little roll. This golf course has almost an 80-foot elevation change from the highest point, which we're on right now, to the lowest point, which is holes 8, 9, and 18.
That's a big elevation change, especially for a naturally flat parcel of ground. You had to use all of your engineering skills to put this golf course together.
This was well, I'm not an engineer. I'm a licensed landscape architect, but I limit my practice to just golf. This was the most complicated project I did. Over 20 different layouts and routings. There are methane extraction wells, like 50 or 60 on the project that we had to skirt, and we didn't want it on a green, didn't want it on a tee. They are on some fairways, but we hide them with mounds or berms or bunkers. So it was quite a thing of putting this in. Did they want a range, which would, if they did have a range, it would have been a shorter golf course. So that we kept going back and forth with designs. We felt like we got the best bang for our buck with the design that we have. And it was fun, and the design scheme was fun also.
Yeah, it turned into a Scottish links style golf course. Some people choose that. In this particular case, you had no choice.
Well, that's correct.
I don't see any trees.
No, there are no trees except bordering on a few holes that are not on the landfill. The golf course being on a landfill, and there's this plastic layer there, you can't plant trees because the roots would break through that plastic liner. So hence we knew we were going to have an open golf course, and hence we came up with the idea to try to honor and do a variation on a theme of different holes from Scotland and Ireland. We have a 10th hole from Roald Dornoch that Donald Ross is from. It's fun. It's not exact copies, it's variations on a theme of those holes.
One of the most famous holes in the world, of course, at Royal Troon in Scotland. How did it come to McCullough's? Did you find a spot for it, or was it already there?
It actually works by the routing. You create the best routing of the golf course you can when you do a theme concept golf course. Then from the routing, you start saying, okay, this hole is certain length. This hole's 400 yards, or this hole's 125 yards. And then from there, and the topography of that hole and the yardage of that hole, then you start saying which holes fit it. And that short 125, 130 yard par 3, it was slightly downhill, and it just fit perfectly with the yardage.
It's turned into a very popular spot for golfers who want something a little bit different. They come to the Jersey Shore, and then here's this touch of Scotland here. And it's a definitely different style of golf you have to play. With no trees and with these elevations, wind is always a factor.
The golf course was built in 02. It opened in 03. And when it opened, there was, in 02, golf was still booming a little bit. And I think there were 350 golf courses that opened that year. This was in the top 35 of all those golf courses, and of municipal government-owned golf courses, this was ranked number 2 municipal new golf course in the country that it opened.
Just to explain this landfill, to make it a golf course, you almost had to construct the golf version of the 7-layer dip.
The golf course had to be raised. In order to put the irrigation in and drainage in, it had to be raised 2 to 3 feet in every area. The golf holes that are not on the landfill got lowered anywhere from 20 to 40 feet. Basically needed over 400,000 yards of material to raise up the greens and tees and fairways in order to then put our drainage and irrigation in.
And there's layers of plastic and all different things.
Yeah, there's the landfill layer, which is plastic, a foot of sandy soil. Then there's this filter fabric, which is sort of a warning tape. Then there was 6 inches of sand, and then there was the topsoil. The topsoil we pushed off and actually did not put back because it wasn't the best topsoil in the world. We used that to create the mounds and the things to make it look like it was Scottish golf courses. Tees, they were built at like a pyramid, and they were surveyed because it actually dropped. The weight of it dropped. And the greens have a geotextile and another filter fabric.
Golf doesn't get the acclaim it should for being environmentally friendly. They're the original recyclers. Yes. Look at this right here.
And the original sustainers. The key buzzword is sustainable. Golf superintendents have been sustainable for 100 years now.
Hey guys, John Claffey with Tour Edge. I am showing you the new Exotics 721 driver today. This is next level Exotics. It's the most advanced driver we've ever produced. It features a brand new technology called Ridgeback, which is a brace for the face. It's carbon wings on the side and a titanium spine down the middle. This creates really awesome feel, one of the best feeling drivers you'll ever hit. It's also going to produce more ball speed on miss hits on the heel and toe. Also on the face is our Diamond Face 2.0 technology. These are mini trampolines behind the face, full face coverage for the ultimate in power. One of the best drivers out there. You're going to want to try it. Going along with the 721 driver is the 721 fairway wood. This has got Ridgeback technology. Again, this is a brace for the face. This time it's steel, surrounded by the carbon wings. That allowed us to put the center of gravity exactly where it needed to be to create this unique combination of very low spin with a high launch. We speed test all of the shafts so you can get a great idea of what is the best shaft for your swing speed in advance to buying the club. And it's just an absolutely gorgeous looking club. This will also be very popular out on tour. For the hybrid, we have an all carbon crown. This is the first time we've ever had a carbon crown on an Exotics product. It's got Diamond Face 2.0 technology. That means we've got little mini diamonds behind the face that act as variable face thickness to really give this as much power as you could possibly need. And again, the shafts have been speed tested in advance on our robot, Ted, for Tour Edge development, so you can know exactly what shaft is going to be best for you. We've got 2 irons in the 721 series, and that is the E and the C. The E is for game improvement. The C is for competition specs, so this is more of a player's distance iron. They both feature VibraCore technology. That is a TPU that has been injected inside the head for the very best in power and feel. So the entire 721 series, that is really what its MO is. Power and feel. You won't see anything else like it in the marketplace.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Or current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this 2021 Acadia SLE for around $229 per month.
At Yingling, as America's oldest brewery, we've been doing what we love for nearly 2 centuries. Brewing great beer that brings people together. Like friends catching up at their favorite spot or getting together to watch the game. Kicking back, going out, or going all out. Yingling Traditional Lager has been at the center of good times and will be there for the next round. Yingling, to good times ahead.
We're with Tom Sullivan, General Manager, McCullough's Emerald Golf Links. And if anybody knows the story of how this went from, well, blighted land to beautiful golf course, Tom does. The course is so unique and different in its style, Scottish links style. I'm sure that resonates with the people who come to play here. And the people who come to play are visitors to Atlantic City, those who live here and those who live nearby. The fact that this price point is a little lower than many of the other resort and upscale daily fee courses in the area, I'm sure is a relief to some of the golfers who want to enjoy this.
We're by far the best value in this area when you combine course conditions, price paid, and uniqueness to the golf course. And the style of the golf course is true links style golf, rolling hills, high elevation, undulating greens.
I think the beauty of McCullough's Emerald Golf Links is that when you come to play here, you never really know what you're going to get. Basic design is relatively playable, some wide corridors, but on some days there's an added element.
That's true, and by far that added element tends to be the wind. Because of the elevation, it is windier here than in most parts of the county. And also because of the style of the golf course, it may be playing hard and fast a certain time of the year. It may be playing where you actually have to air it to the green. It really depends on the conditions of the day, and it also depends on the conditions of the time of the year.
We all have our favorites when we play a golf course. I have my favorites out here. How about you, Tom? Favorite hole or holes out here?
Well, matter of fact, we're standing on the 18th hole right now, or right by the 18th hole. Great finishing hole. Got an elevated tee box to a fairly wide fairway, although there's water to the right-hand side off of the drive as well as to the approach shot. And if there's a prevailing wind, the prevailing wind coming from the south, it will push you towards the pond.
This whole complex is pretty amazing here. You have the 8th hole on the other side, which is almost a little bit of a mirror hole of number 18. Mm-hmm. And then one tough par 3, number 9, also along the water but coming in here.
Yeah, number 8 is also neat because of the elevation. A little trickier than the 18th hole because you have the hazard of the trees on your right-hand side as well as the water on your left-hand side. And it actually plays a bit longer, as well as a fairway bunker in the center of the fairway. So the long hitters have to be especially careful not to drive it too far, as well as driving it straight. The 9th hole is a par 3, 165 yards. Fun hole. It's a tough hole. Undulating green. There is an upper and a lower shelf to the green, so pin position is important when playing the hole. And it just happens to be the only hole that I've ever had a hole-in-one on.
There we go. We've talked about a lot of the holes out here. We didn't talk about the risk-reward number 15, short par 4. Mm-hmm. Maybe we ought to play it and show it to them.
I think we should. That'll be fun. The 15th hole is modeled after the 5th hole at Royal Dornoch in Scotland. This hole may appear short at 283 yards. However, it's a classic risk-reward hole. If you hit it to the left-hand side, and play it safe, you're not necessarily guaranteed a flat lie, but you will have a short shot to the elevated green. And if you decide to go right, there's no guarantees, but a perfect drive will give you the opportunity for eagle.
I'm going to take the safe course to the left side, let the big boy go for the green. See the perfect example of a risk-reward short par 4. Tom took the risk and was rewarded for a good shot, the little chip shot to the green. I took the safe path, but got caught on an awkward downhill lie. I got a lot of work to make a par.
Golfers, we're different. We aren't afraid to go for it. We're dedicated. And we never stop. Not every place gets us, but one does. Myrtle Beach, 78 courses, 60 miles of beach. You could say we were made for each other. The beach gets golfers. Golfers get the beach. Book your Myrtle Beach golf getaway today.
Between the magnificent golf course here at McCullough's Emerald Golf Links and its restaurant, there's plenty to keep you busy on property. However, the seagulls remind us we are at the Jersey Shore, and that means only a few miles to the famous Atlantic City, and just south of that, one of America's greatest family golf vacation destinations, Ocean City, New Jersey. This is the world-famous Ocean City Boardwalk, where you can find more places to buy ice cream and pizza per square mile than any place in the world. Sheraton Atlantic City is the most convenient place for golfers to stay when visiting Atlantic City. Not only is it close to so many golf courses, it's a short walk to the casinos and right across the street from the largest outlet shopping center in America. Sheraton Atlantic City was the headquarters for the Miss America pageant, and the hotel lobby is adorned with so many bits of memorabilia from those spectacular pageants, the gowns, the shoes, and all set in a beautiful Art Deco setting. McCullough's golf course has a true links feel and presents true links challenges. Producer-director Jamie McWilliams recently visited and played Irish links courses and discovered a formula for success in handling the similar demands of links golf.
Most every golfer who has watched the British Open has heard the experts explain the biggest difference in how the game is played in America versus the British Isles is that our greens are receptive. We play the game more vertically, through the air. And now even more so because of club design. This is something I knew, but even so, my first trip to Ireland in the links proved frustrating as I kept losing balls, even on shots that were not very much offline. It took me the best part of a week to find the key. And if you're fortunate enough to travel overseas, here's how you can jumpstart your game. First, mindset. You will be facing strange terrain. Some shots will simply bounce off the fairway into the deep fescue, almost always a double bogey. Totally frustrating. So first thing, unless you're a scratch player with great ball striking, put par right out of your mind. Second, and most important, is a change in technique. Subtract distance and backswing length from your usual swing. Why? The more you can hit the ball on a string and let it run rather than bounce, the better you'll score. You're saying I should hit a rescue club on a 400-yard par 4? Yeah. If your ball lands 180 or 90 yards down the middle of the fairway, it will come to rest about 230 or 240 yards from the tee. Likewise, that 160-yard second shot may only be an 8 or 9 iron that hits short and comes to rest on the green. And if you plan wisely, avoiding the bunkers, even if it runs off, you have a decent chance to make par. But also, keep telling yourself this: bogey under these links conditions is not a bad score. In Northern Ireland, at Rossapena, after never having been able to break 40 all week, on the Sandy Hills back 9, I shot 38 without losing a single ball. Later, on the front 9 of the Old Tom Morris course, I recorded myself on the final hole to illustrate a point with no camera tricks. My low trajectory 3 metals split the narrow fairway, which was only 15 yards wide at the gap. My 9-iron approach, 3/4 tempo, ended up less than 25 feet from the hole. From there, it was 2 putts for a par. Now my score for this 9 would have been 40, but I scored myself 41. Why? Because I lost 1 ball and added another stroke on top of my double bogey. Crazy? Not at all. By adding another stroke for every lost ball, it changed my mindset completely. Every shot was planned to find a fairway and avoid being lost or bounding into the hazards. So, my suggestion for you and any group is this for at least the first couple of rounds. Use this lost ball penalty in scoring. Afterward, see who lost the most balls. You may be surprised to find that keeping the ball in play is a great equalizer, and this will put you on the right track for the rest of your links experience.
The wind is picked up here at McCullough's Emerald Golf Links, as it does almost every round on this beautiful golf course. The links land lays at our feet. It's time to finish another episode of The Traveling Golfer, but I'm not finished playing golf on this little piece of the British Isles just outside of Atlantic City.
Official sponsors of The Traveling Golfer include Bridgestone, providing distance, feel, and accuracy from tee to green. Tour Edge, equipment that gives you the leading edge both in price and performance. Swing Dish and Covell, fresh new apparel making you look great on and off the golf course.